All right, so Frank, what are we thinking here?
I'm already pretty happy to see Tim playing Allies. There isn't many Allies in the roster these days. But France, you gotta be skeptical when you see the France pick. You always do, but we're sitting here with our arms folded. Teach me, please. I mean, there are some maps where France is really good, and we're about to find out if this is one of them. I mean, there's no test better than the GOAT himself, right?
That is true.
I mean, there's a lot of choke points, so I'm not sure if France is the right pick. In the early tournament, someone did pick France, but it did not work out.
I mean,
France is viable on maps where you can build from your base all the way to your opponent's base and stop by some gems and contest some gems on the way. And I haven't considered it before, but this map does fill that criteria. However, there is a decent chunk of space in between the bases, and there are these little ponds as well. That's not the greatest thing for the France player. The dreadnoughts in the lakes can slow you down tremendously, or just straight up kill you.
Yeah.
So
the only game
is
I've ever seen anybody win against a high-level player on with France though is Heck, and that's the high-level Chinese players playing their France Heck shenanigans. I mean, what is it about France on this map? Obviously, it's the cannons, but are they really that much better than Paradrop? And against somebody like Marko, is this plausible to pull off?
I think it is, but it's a plausible strategy, but only on very, very specific maps. Country Swing, for example, I think France is the strongest allied team. Path More Traveled By is as well. I'm just not sure if, I mean, there's a lot about this map that does check. There's just requirements for France to be legitimate. And this map, I guess now that I'm looking at it, does have all the checks. It's just, it would be better if it was a little bit smaller and if there wasn't the water in the middle. Those are the two problems for the France. But Tim is opening up with 3 wars.
Yeah, I was just looking at this and thinking this is incredibly aggressive.
Well, Marko is also with 3 wars at the moment. I will say this, it is of course red alert 2, so paradrops are weaker.
That's a very good point.
So he wants to build to the middle as quickly as possible and just use his grand cannons to zone out the more important parts of the map. So this could be serious. Yeah, this could be very serious. Let's see how, and I think when you play against France, it's important that you don't get too anxious when to attack, right? You wanna force grand cannons in awkward locations as much as you can, and then win with your tech. But when your opponent has 3 war factories and is flying around, you can't really pressure, can you?
Yeah, no. Of course. And he's now gonna split.
Yeah, this is, and of course Grizzlies with a little bit of extra speed. It's gonna be easier to do sort of annoying hit and run tactics on a map like this where there are choke points.
Now what Tim could do is make 2 AGIVs and keep repairing the tanks.
That is also very true.
Yeah.
Service depot. Okay.
He's gonna make an. He's gonna make an.
No, come
MCV.
on, an engine.
Yeah. Oh.
No.
Oh.
That's just in case. It's just in case.
Yeah, because if he starts going cannons and Marko takes up, Marko might try and go for the MCV.
So this is, speaking of which, so this is the first attempt for Marko to just force a defensive grand cannon. That's really the main goal here. Now he's just going to back up and attack somewhere else. So he's going to... Excuse me. So this next grand cannon is under construction. Will it be up in time? I think it will. And, well, the second grand cannon pretty much covers his whole base for a long time.
Yeah. There you go.
But I don't know. I'm pretty skeptical. Your guys, I mean, the production is 5 wars against 3 right now, if I'm even counting
And no
right.
tech.
And no tech. He's not going to win it. What's the excuse me? What is the winning condition exactly?
I mean, to me, it just looks like Tim is holding on, and I'm worried about where Tim goes. Marko is now up in the top right. He's gonna get that top gold patch, and then he has basically got all of his ore, right?
He's making multiple MCBs, guys. What is this guy doing?
It's another MCB. There we go. Yep, you said it. And there's another cannon.
I mean, you go IC as Soviet, right?
Yeah.
Or just push heads dive in.
Marko wins this easy. The cannon's just not doing the job.
No, it just...
I mean, if
you want to.
I'd have loved to have seen some tech.
I think Tim was banking on the Grand Cannons. But it's not enough.
Yeah, but they're not enough.
Overwhelmed. Yeah, they got overwhelmed. Too many rhinos.
Everyone always scared of cannons.
No power. Yeah.
Damn.
That's another thing. Rhinos can tank a lot from cannons.
Those are so pretty. They are pretty.
Tech building captured.
Yeah.
Player
Okay.
defeated.
Tim is now going for Korea.
Going for Korea. This is
So,
strange.
why is that?
Well, why would you do this?
Do
Do what?
different stuff. To do entertaining stuff for us.
Yeah,
to
but
watch.
against Marko, it's. I mean, what do we think? I mean, I'm not gonna say what do we think about Korea here, because Frank's just gonna say, "Oh, it's Korea. It's gonna be incredible." But I just don't. I'm not sure about how much faith I have in Tim's career versus Mark versus Sove God over
Greatest
here.
player in the world.
Yeah.
I think Tim is just I think he's just become an allied player, honestly, is my impression. He's just
But do we
more
rank it above
comfortable.
America? Has the meta changed? Has
No,
America
no, we
fallen out of
definitely
favor?
don't. Korea is a lot like France in the sense that this is one of the reasons why allies are so hard to play, is that there's certain maps where you're better off playing Korea. It's very unclear though if this is one of them.
Okay.
I think a prime example of a map where you play Korea on is official tournament map B. That is like,
Yeah?
you don't play America, you don't play France,
Uh-huh.
you play Korea on 20B. But this, I was definitely on the Korea train for a while, but I've lost faith
That's
in
the first
Korea on this
play.
map.
I do like the AFC in the middle next to the oil. Means that they get back to their airbase a lot faster.
I mean, what the Soviet can do is build a barracks in the middle, 2 engineers, and take the AFC out.
Well, also what you do is
I
you stick
understand.
if you stick a flat cannon next to that oil, then those planes can't take off. Full stop.
Yeah, it exactly is doing that.
Yep. That denies the airport. That's gonna get hit on the way back. Is it not? Okay. Range isn't quite what I thought it was.
I mean, Tim is getting pretty good value here, but not winning damage. No
No.
permanent damage here, no minor kills.
Nor can he with those
All it goes-
grizzlies.
He went
buying-
right over
he's-
the flag cannon.
He's buying time for his expansion in the north. He needs to get that as soon as physically possible. And he's getting value. Marco's
Yeah,
in trouble
okay,
here,
he's
boys.
overwhelming Marko now. I'd
No
like to see
damage
him
yet, though.
target the rhinos though, because he's only winning because he's outmassing him. He needs to take out those rhinos.
Marko moved his MCV and built more miners, so this is what happens to you when
Yeah.
you do that.
And as an ally player, you go and stick on the large gem patch. You micro across all of your miners. Most of your
Going
miners.
for a miner kill here.
I don't feel like Tim is really... Tim's tanks seem to be jumping around an awful lot.
All right, so I think this is mission accomplished for
MD,
Tim.
close predictions,
He's teched
please.
up. He can go
Someone
Mirage.
close
I think
predictions.
Marko is comfortable with this opening as well. He's expanded. He's got more miners than his opponent. So what is Tim gonna do? Is it too early to go for Ore Purifier? I think it is. I think he needs to get a second War Factory first. And he needs to make
he doesn't need the money. He doesn't need the money. He's on 7k.
Je bent voor
That's
spy.
Spy.
Tim needs to be thinking about this 3-war timing that's going to be coming straight down his throat.
Yeah, he can't defend. He can't defend right now if Marko goes in.
It's a little early to go in, but another minute from now, this 3-war is going to be fully, and he did go for the Ore Purifier, and he's not making any more air.
Marko sees a spy AV. Oh, does it go in?
All right, well, at least he's down to 2 wars now. That was worth it.
Yeah.
But in, yeah.
12k, and he's not spending any money. He could have 4. He could have 4.
He could have 4 jets.
4 Black Eagles.
Yep.
And a bunch of Rocketeers. He could have Colonel Legionnaires, right? He could have more than he has.
He was focused on the spy AV.
There's the Chrono Legionnaires. Oh, AFK miner for Marko on the gems. Top middle.
Yes.
Oh, that's hurting him pretty bad.
Just sleeping.
Marko
Yes,
put a few
indeed.
dinos on the
Notorious
left.
thoughts. Tim now got 3 AFK miners. And the 3 miners back on... I mean, Marko is on 3k. That is about what that reads.
Where is this MCV going here for Mark? I mean, if he establishes himself on this side of the map, this MCV for Tim is gonna...
It's fodder. It's got to be miner fodder. This is not... Rax? Is there no radar out? So no quick deso. Oh, I love the gap. I love the gap. And hiding in the trees is toxic.
I mean, this is what you're supposed to do with Mirages. But Marko is going for MCV. Does not get the cell.
He wanted to get a nice couple of Rhino or 2 there before he left. These Colonel Legionnaires need to do... there's going to be Desos at his front door. This is looking...
Remember, this is RT, so you have to control click, right? It's just going to be toxic.
Literally.
Oh, correct, yeah.
Like you're gonna end up force firing on trees because you don't know what's a tree and what's a. Oh no! Okay, the rally point for the Mirage was into the deso zone back there, and that's a GG. Yeah.
Tim started good, but
that miner was MT was no fodder. It was a joke.
Decent trades, but not trades that pushed him over the edge because it was Grizzlies versus Rhino. So Marko was able to claw his way into a good position. But if there was Rocketeers there as well, it would have been a lot more. And he had the money for it. So I don't think that was necessarily a demonstration of a bad strategy. It was not a complete strategy. You can't just throw something into the trash before you really test it.
True, fair enough. Although I'm not sure this is the situation one should be testing a game and testing a strategy in. That's what QM is for.
True. He's Korea again, and no.
Not on Tiger Bay?
No. Not against America.
That's yeah, okay, that's
Allies just fundamentally have better anti-air versus planes. Patriot missiles do more damage versus single targets, and they have longer range.
So long as they hit, don't always hit.
Yeah.
Tech building captured.
So this is not pre-cap. I thought this was pre-cap.
This is pre-cap. They just got their hospitals.
Did I miss the forward oil? I thought the forward oil for Marko was not pre-capped.
Well, it catches later.
That's what it
It's
is.
not instant.
Yeah. Yeah. Timed pre-cap. That's what. Yeah. Okay. That's why I was confused. Raw IFVs from Tim. What
I mean, you get the fences,
are
so
we
fences
seeing?
play.
What on Tim? I mean Frank. Why on earth are we seeing 3 IFVs?
It's good.
Do some
in
early
ADS.
pressure, and
Yeah.
you make Marko to build tanks instead of miners.
Well, IFEs, they have used throughout the whole game now, John.
Yeah, that's true.
It's also like one drone's not going to kill all 3. Right.
Does get.
I think Tim was expecting an earlier air unit.
I've not seen raw IFVs get used like that. I normally expect GI IFVs. I cannot remember the last time I saw raw IFVs. I don't know
Last
why.
time you watched a competitive AVA game.
It has admittedly been about 6 weeks at least.
So, yeah, Marko has so much right now. The Korea choice, once again, if you're playing Korea, you got to go for an economic build because you gotta prove it with your planes.
Yeah,
So
these 1k super planes, and Tim has none of them right now.
And
Yeah, and
also
you do
there's
that with
Rocketeers as well.
GI
that,
IFVs.
help
I know
push
that.
planes. And Tim is all around the map. He's trying to get something done here, but he hasn't gotten anything. He's going to lose his oil bottom right. That is a big deal. Power plant as well. So down in oil now. It's not going to help his lack of plane situation at all. And no expansion. It's not going to mine any of those gems now.
These Rocketeers getting wrecked here.
Unit promoted.
Yeah. And Tim now relegated to the middle of the map along the bottom here. Losing the radar. Losing the airport, losing the oil. And the radar FC having 0 Black Eagles on it still. Marko on the other hand, double war versus Tim single. Is long distance mining? No, he's not. He has a refinery up there now.
So what does Tim need to do here?
I think he needs to consider selling his MCV and just
Go all in.
Although he needs another
He
war
would've lost
first.
if he's gone. An elite Rocketeer as well for the goats.
Yeah.
Engagement on the right.
Yeah, Tim's tank control there was really lackluster. Staying out on the left there.
And no dog fodder.
No dog fodder,
Yeah, I don't know
and
what he did there.
I mean, you don't want dog fodder, right? You want the Rockies. But the IFV's not being pulled over. Tim, it just feels like Tim's not in it. I mean, at this point, he's 2-0 down in a best of 5, and it's halfway through the game, and you're losing. You're not in it. You're not in it. Whoops.
He was not even able to build a single plane.
And that's my problem with Korea and France, is that it requires you to build something as opposed to America where you get something for free. And
For free!
fuck my ears. Ow.
That was indeed loud, Frank.
I know, I couldn't agree with you more. As much as I'll try to argue for the other factions, I cannot agree more. It's for free.
Yeah.
Yes, Frank, but the fact you are right does not mean you have to be louder.
No, it's because I
It's the
turned up
same
Frank's.
fact.
I've had to turn up Frank so much, a tiny bit in change of volume is really loud. Right, so we got Kos versus Marko.